Gobustan is one of the oldest residential areas of Azerbaijan. Gobustan is located 54 km north of Baku. Gobustan is the place where the George exists. This place is rich in giant monuments and has more than 6,000 rock carvings. Drawings of the animals and human figures had been carved on these rock carvings. At the same time, the fishing net, card description and inscriptions with Latin and Arabic inscriptions were reflected in cave paintings. The camp is built when people go to the pasture. It's mainly prepared from stick and straw. The sticks are woven and covered. The top of the camp is built in the form of a dome and covered with rocks. The large map of the Silk Road adorns the museum entrance. The organizer of the Silk Road is the Chinese state. This road operated from the beginning of the 2nd century before Christ till the 16th century. This road not only circulated silk goods but also agriculture crops. Food production were carried out from east to west. At the same time, during this period, the diplomatic relations of King, Khan and Sultan were created and developed through the Silk Road. Due to the location of Azerbaijan of this Silk Road, merchants carried out through this road Azerbaijan culture, silk, spices, perfumes, and so on. This road makes the restoration of the political and the economical ongoing process in the world. The Silk Road united over 64 countries. The Silk Road plays an important social and political role in modern area. This map has been sewed with beads by our colleagues. This is a geographical map of Azerbaijan. During the preparation of a map, approximately 3 million beads were used. In ancient times, there were growing conditions in Azerbaijan area. Existing old agricultural tools prove that Azerbaijan is one of the oldest growing countries. Shovel, tool for the beetroot, a strong culti hoe, the hatchet, cycle its mainly ribbing tool, the wool shovel, a hoe, iron pitchfork, harrow, axe, hand saw, the scythes, chain cycle, granary, stone water filter, millstone, the manger, the pestle, threshing floor stone, threshing board, wooden plough, iron plough, and the sieve. This hut dates back to the 18th-19th century. There are two doors in the hut. There is a wood door on it. The big one is for men, but the small one is for women. The big one when the man comes home, small one when the woman comes home. This is because at that time men and women weren't supposed to meet face to face. At that period, ceiling of the hut was made from the reed. The doors are plastered with a mud clay. My fresh bedding bed, it was used for keeping blanket and mattress. When people went to the pasture, they laid it on back of a horse and donkey and took it with them. This cradle has 100-year history, and this one used for tenderized meat. The saz and trumpet are the oldest musical instrument of Azerbaijan. The small one, a big wood box, decorate the hut. Clothes and other things were kept inside it. There is a wool comb for brushing wool, the spinning wheel for spinning threads, and the wool for sewing the carpet in another room of the hut. The copper lamp, which dates back to the 2nd century, is hung in the middle of the room. The carpet on the wall belongs to 923 years. These boxes are used for keeping clothes and food. At that period, the stall door opened inward for controlling the cattle. And these are things which are used in daily life, chopper, wood dish, etc. Archaic houses existed in Azerbaijan village until the 20th century. Everybody could afford it because such a house was easy to build. A hole was dug in the ground for this. For the first time, it was founded in Asia in the 3rd-2nd millennium before Christ. In that period, the dead were buried in such graves. This tombs culture was spread to Azerbaijan in the Kuraraz basin. Such tombs were discovered in Mil Karabagh and Mingechevir. This kind of stone hearth is called Kerberi. Kerberi was made by putting 4 large stones side by side. Kerberi was used till the 19th century. It's considered the first tandoor in the world. In Azerbaijan, grain growing belongs to the 4th millennium before Christ. Grain growing was the main task of Azerbaijan in 19th century. In that period, a lot of grain was gathered in Karabakh, Quba, Shirvan provinces. Azerbaijan grain is exported to Italy, Greece, and other European countries. In total, 22 types of wheat were distributed. 2 types are drum and soft and wider than others. The ear of the sort wheat is hollow, bony, and the color of wheat is red and brownish yellow. But ear of drum wheat is full and the wheat is long. The color is yellow. In Azerbaijan, yellow wheat, joy, parsley wheat varieties are grown. Wheat contains protein, starch, vitamin A, B, etc. Scope it's used for taking wheat. Cotton is one of the valuable, useful industrial plants. India is the land of cotton, and the first evidence of cotton was also found in India and dates from about 3,000 years ago. Cotton is a perennial, thermophilic, and photophilous plant. The cotton takes first place among industrial plants using in Azerbaijan. Cotton was planted in the 5th centuries before Christ in Azerbaijan. In the 18th century, white cotton zones exist in Mil, Mogan, Shirvan. These are the most planted cotton varieties: Ganja, Ganja 1, Ganja 2, Mogan, Assos, Kristina, Karabakh. In 1897, cotton washing machines, which are called chain cotton, were brought to Azerbaijan. Chain cotton machine is for removing cotton fiber from cotton seeds. Gardening has an old history in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan has always been famous for its delicious and aromatic fruit. During archaeological excavation, finding different fruit pips informs about the old history of fruit growing. Apple, about 300 sorts of apple are grown in Azerbaijan: Smirenka, Qızıl Ahmet, Zafaran, etc. There are 6 kinds of wild pear spices, and 2 spices are edible. It's grown in many regions. Pears have such varieties as Abbas Bey, Duchess, pomegranate pear, etc. Hazelnut's motherland is Greece. Hazelnuts shell are rich in protein, zinc, also in minerals in the combination of vitamins. Calories in hazelnuts are higher than in bread. China is its homeland. The first tea bush were planted by Novoselov in Azerbaijan in 1896, and the first tea factory was built here. The Chinese types of tea are mainly grown in Azerbaijan area. In Azerbaijan, the developed fields of agriculture are listed as cattle breeding, sheep breeding, also bird and horse breeding. Sheep breeding is an profitable area, and it's grown in all parts of our region due to low demand. Bulbous, they are horned with a coarse wool, tall with a fat tail, weight change between 55-60 kg. Sheep are bred in the Nakhchivan SSR. Merinos sheep is with soft wool, have horns and short legs. Weight is approximately 80-100 kg. Sheep are mainly bred in Şamaxı, Gədəbəy regions. Veterinary medicine is one of the agricultural fields. It's a field which deals with the treatment animals and cattle. Animals can be infected with the disease such as brucellosis, tuberculosis, rabies, etc. The Karagöl sheepskin is mainly used in the manufacturing of hats. The other one, sheepherds' clothes, are called yapınca. A felt cloak is a kind of clothing which is used among shepherds. Felt can be with or without fring. Felt cloak is considered more precious without sewing. Agriculture has an ancient history in Azerbaijan. In the 10th, 12th centuries, it developed intensively. Agricultural culture excavations and historical sites show that primitive people knew about bee honey and used it as delicious products. Honey bee milk, bee venom, bee wax are the agriculture products. The equipment used in beekeeping are the beekeeper's hat, clothes, beehive, honey, insulator, filter strainer, stainless steel for squeezing the hive, old and modern honeycombs. Beehive is a wooden box where some types of honeybees are kept. In ancient time, in our republic, bees were kept in holes, stumps, and buckets. In such a situation, it was hard to look after bees. In Astara, Guba, Kusar, Şamaxı districts, beekeeping well developed. The wine growing has a 700-year history. The time of its creation belonged to the 3rd millennium. Abşeron is one of the developed areas of viticulture. Of the 52 varieties, 30 of these are planted with industrial grapes and 22 sorts are table grapes. Vinegar, wine and raisins are made from industrial grapes. Şamaxı and Göyçay are considered the main grape regions in Azerbaijan. Marendi, Madrasa, Derbandi, Askeri, Isabel, raisin and other sorts are also grown there. 60 types of wine are prepared in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan wine participated in the competition with the best wines of the world and was awarded a certificate. Sericulture is one of the oldest agricultural areas. The earliest evidence of silk was found on the Shandong Peninsula of China. Bərdə, Gəncə, Şəki, Şamaxı areas are the main centers of sericulture. The silkworm is a caterpillar. Silkworm types Pioneer, Shirvan, Mulberry silkworm, etc. Life cycle of silkworm, seed of silkworm. The caterpillar weaves silk threads for itself, changes shape and turns into a butterfly. A butterfly pierces a cocoon and flies. The best kind of silkworm is green. The white silkworm is considered useful for dyeing other colors. And it has a 300-year history. Kalagay production is concentrated in Azerbaijan, the Baskal settlement in Ismaillo. The silk kerchief differs from each other in their patterns. There are age and traditional differences in wearing it. Older women wear a darker colors, but younger women use for brighter ones. The most interesting corner of the museum shows the structure of village life of the 1950s located in the foothills. The household area is located in front of the living room and it's separated from other areas by partitions. This place is used as an open-air kitchen more in the hottest months of a year. All process, rotation, combing, coloring, etc. occur in this area. Tandoor, clay oven pit which is set in the ground, was made from mud which was prepared from clay, sand and straw. Tobacco is one of the industrial plants which is produced in Azerbaijan. This plant began to grow from 17th and 18th century in our country. Then tobacco cultivation began in Şəki, Naxçıvan. Cultivating of tobacco plants requires caution, care, and effort. Horse breeding in our country has very old history and good traditions. The equestrian athlete improved at the end of the second millennium before Christ and at the beginning of the first millennium before Christ. In the 19th-20th century, Karabakh, Caucasian, Kazakh, Shirvan, Kuba horses were known in Azerbaijan. Among the Caucasian horses, the Karabakh horses are the most comfortable, fastest, and the most beautiful. Currently, there are 160 horse breeds exist in the world. In the modern world, interest in equestrian sport has increased and is considered one of the most profitable areas. Cover on a saddle, feet of a saddle made from carpet or rug. Horseshoe is used to protect hooves from injuries and it's made of metal. Stirrup provides riding condition as well as balance and comfort. Clothing was divided into daily and ceremonial, wedding, celebration, party, etc. In the national wardrobe of Azerbaijan in the 15th century, these traditional clothing were chosen due to complexity of the sewing style, brightness, and as well as difference in shape and type. Peasant clothing dates back from the 18th-19th century. Household clothing for women, silk kerchief, skirt, blouse. Men's clothing, trousers, hat, shirt. It's called a waist girdle. Also, Azerbaijan is a mountainous region, its relief is different. The water which flows from the mountain creates a river. This is a mountain area. In the mountains of the Greater Caucasus live many wild animals, wild birds, mice, mountain goats, eagles, etc. The machin is the transportation of goods and passengers. It exists in the 4th millennium before Christ. It can be different kinds, two-wheeled, four-wheeled. The history of two-wheeled carriage is old. The wheels of this car were intact and rotated with arrow. Archaeological research shows that two-wheeled and four-wheeled vehicles were used in the 1st millennium before Christ. Vehicles were mainly divided into two kinds for military purposes and for agricultural.